All right, so are you ready to dive into the mind of a legend?
I am so ready.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Absolutely.
We're giving it to you guys. We're going deep, uh, going beyond the Terminator, the Governator, all of that to try to figure out what makes a guy like this tick.
Yeah. What is the source code of Arnold Schwarzenegger?
And we're using the Enneagram as our guide, specifically the social E3 personality type. So get ready for some serious aha moments. Because once you see Arnold through this lens, a lot of his choices will click into place in a whole new way.
It's interesting how personality typing like this, when applied thoughtfully, can really illuminate the motivations behind somebody's journey.
Right.
We often see the surface level stuff, like you said, the muscles, the movies, the political career. But this helps us to sort of connect the dots and see an underlying pattern.
Absolutely. So for those of us who haven't been like geeking out on Enneagram, when we say social E3, what are we even talking about?
Yeah, give us the crash course.
Yeah.
So imagine, if you will, somebody who is hardwired for achievement. And I don't mean just success. I mean being recognized as the best, the most accomplished. That's the social E3 driving force. They crave that validation and admiration for their achievements, and often they are intensely competitive and driven to outperform, not just for themselves, but for the world to see.
Okay, so that's tracking with everything we know about Arnold so far.
Yeah.
But like with him, it's not just even ambition, right? He goes from bodybuilding to a Hollywood A-lister to the California governor's office.
Right.
Like he just effortlessly seems to be able to reinvent himself.
And that actually perfectly illustrates another social E3 hallmark, and that is adaptability. They are masters of transformation, constantly evolving and finding new arenas to conquer. They are drawn to the spotlight, to being at the top of their game, no matter what that game is.
So it's not even just about being good at something. It's about being recognized as the best
Absolutely.
at whatever you choose to do.
Yes, and this desire to kind of shape public perception feeds into another social E3 trait. They are incredibly conscious of their image. They understand the power of presentation, and they use it very strategically to their advantage.
Huh.
Think back to Arnold in that documentary Pumping Iron.
Oh, yeah.
His competitive drive, it wasn't just about physical strength. He was very famously using mind games to get an edge over his rivals, understanding that perception could be just as powerful as like a perfectly sculpted bicep.
Yeah, you're right. He was very strategic about that. And, come to think of that, that calculated approach to competition seems to have carried over into his other pursuits, too. He didn't just stumble into Hollywood. He very specifically chose roles, especially early on. That cemented this image of him as like the ultimate alpha male.
Absolutely. Those action hero roles, Conan the Terminator, they weren't just box office gold. They were strategic moves to solidify his public persona. He was crafting an image as much as he was crafting a career.
Yeah, and he was really, really good at it. It's like he was playing 4D chess with his career, man, like building this larger-than-life persona that went way beyond bodybuilding. But then the leap into politics, that always feels like the ultimate plot twist. How does the social E3 mindset decode that move?
Yeah, it's easy to see it as a left turn, but remember, social E3s are driven by this need to conquer new heights, whatever those heights may be. Hollywood was just one mountain. And in Arnold's world, what's more top of the mountain than becoming the governor of California?
Okay, so it's less about a deep-seated passion for, like, policy and more about proving he could dominate this completely different arena.
I think, in a way, yes. It feeds into that social E3 desire to test their mettle, to see how far their ambition can really take them. But, it's also about legacy. This wasn't just about holding office. It was about etching his name into a new kind of history book.
And let's not forget about his marriage to Maria Shriver, a member of the Kennedy dynasty, like right before his political aspirations took off. I mean, come on, you got to admit that's some pretty strategic alliance, even for a social E3.
That relationship is so fascinating when you look at it through this lens. Social E3s, they totally understand the currency of social capital. They gravitate towards connections that elevate their status and open doors to new opportunities.
Yeah.
Marrying into the Kennedy family wasn't just a personal decision. It was a calculated move that placed him closer to the epicenter of power and influence.
It's like almost Machiavellian, this whole drive for achievement, for recognition. Is there like a danger of it becoming this like bottomless pit for social E3s? Like, does it ever end?
That's the paradox of the social E3. Their drive often stems from this really deep-seated need to prove their worth, often rooted in a fear of being seen as inadequate. So they strive for that external validation to kind of quell that inner insecurity.
Oh, so all those trophies, those titles, those victories, it's like armor against feeling not good enough.
Yeah. In a sense, yes. And the thing is, it can be incredibly effective. This drive pushes social E3s to achieve like truly remarkable things. But the danger is that it can become this endless cycle, always needing another win, another accomplishment to feel any sense of
Like,
worthiness.
there's never enough.
Yeah.
You're like, they're always chasing that next high, always striving for that next level of achievement to try to quiet that inner voice.
Uh,
But hey, at least Arnold's relentless drive has given us some pretty epic entertainment along the way. Who doesn't love a good Terminator movie night, am I right?
Right. And it's interesting to consider those larger-than-life characters that he often played, the Terminator, Conan the Barbarian. These figures are practically superhuman, right? They're capable of overcoming any obstacle. It makes you wonder if that resonated with that social E3 desire to kind of transcend limitations, to achieve the extraordinary.
You know what? I never made that connection before.
Yeah, oh.
But it makes so much sense. He's drawn to these roles that embody that inner drive for like ultimate achievement. He's not just playing a part. He's like tapping into something way deeper. So we've talked a lot about Arnold and his journey. But what does all this social E3 stuff mean for like the regular person?
Yeah.
You're the people listening out there who aren't aiming for Mr. Olympia or the governor's mansion.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the Enneagram. It's not just about celebrities and public figures. It's a framework for understanding human motivations, our own and those of the people around us.
Okay.
And recognizing these patterns can be incredibly powerful.
So like next time my coworker is like gunning for that promotion or my friend is obsessed with her Instagram likes, I can be like, aha, I see what's happening here. I've got you figured out.
Exactly. But it's not about just like labeling people. It's about understanding the why behind their actions. And that understanding can lead to more empathy, better communication, and ultimately stronger relationships.
It's like you've handed us this cheat sheet for navigating the human experience. This deep dive has been incredible. We went from pumping iron to pumping at the box office to political campaigns, all through the lens of the Enneagram's social E3. I feel like I've unlocked a whole new level of understanding, not just about Arnold Schwarzenegger, but like about human nature itself.
Yeah, and that's what we aim for with every deep dive. To spark curiosity, ignite those aha moments, and hopefully leave you with some knowledge you can actually use out there in the real world.
Absolutely. So the next time you encounter somebody who's driven by that insatiable desire for achievement, remember there might be a social E3 wiring things behind the scenes. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into this fascinating world around us.